welcome to the podcast today. I'm going to, if you would indulge me, I want to share a speech I did yesterday with you. And it's definitely a speech because for the first time in a long time, I'm just lazy, and I admitted that. I wrote it out and read it word for word, and I still somehow managed to flub the very important finale of a last line. Now, it still probably sounded okay, and that's the secret to when you're giving a presentation or a speech. Like, unless you trip all over yourself, people don't know what you're going to say. Now, if you get caught up in the misstep, and again, you lose your place and everything, they'll probably know. But no one knows that I flubbed that last line, because even as I reversed how it should have been said, it still came off well. A couple of important things to throw at you first. As I was saying on the radio show, this was likely the least entertaining, not at all funny thing I have ever shared on the radio show, where it's a lot lighter, even though I do try to get information out. A couple weeks back, I got an email from TOLEDO Edison. I am a customer of, and you may be as well. It said rate increases are coming on June 1st. Now, when a lot of this happens, I just kind of dismiss it. But I saw something on Toledo Reddit last night. Actually, I saw in my notifications, I saw somebody posted that the price was doubling for energy with Toledo Edison. Now, when I went to the actual Reddit page, I didn't see it, but this had me looking. And then I saw that, on June 1, if Toledo Edison is your energy supplier, your price of that energy is going to double from 6 cents per kilowatt hour or kilowatt per hour to 12 cents kilowatt per hour. Double. 110% increase is what the number that I saw. So I started looking around, and I know that you can get your energy from other places. In fact, they will try to sell it to you. Most often I see these people at Walmart. I saw one last week. I'm like, hey, I'm good. Do you know what we do? I'm like, yes, I am good with Toledo Edison. In fact, when I first moved into my condo, I had gotten caught up in this. And I didn't want their free iPad. They just told me I was going to save money. And they sounded believable. I shut that down real fast. So, some people on the Toledo Reddit page, when I posed this, were very helpful, snooty and snarky, but that's what I expect. And even though the person did say, this is very self-explanatory. So are medical bills. And I still call. So is my health insurance. And I still call with a bazillion questions about that, because I don't mess around when it comes to large bills. You want to overcharge me for a burger or something, or fries I didn't pay for? Fine. I can bite that bullet. Not worth the battle. But when we're talking about big bills like this, not going to take that chance. So I called Toledo Edison, and they explained to me that Toledo Edison is not my supplier. So I guess that they deliver it, but it's not their energy. We'll just say energy resource is who I get it from, and they charge me 6-some cents kilowatt per hour. In fact, right after the woman said that, we got disconnected. So I do not need to make any adjustments. But just go check your bill. I don't even think I get paper bills. So it's very easy to log onto the website, very easy to find what I needed to see. And I could very clearly see energy resources on my bill. And the only thing the woman said was, you might want to check to see how long the contract with them is. Because when I was looking for different energy suppliers last night, some were real cheap, but it was only for 6 months. Some were a little more expensive, but it was for 24 months. So you can shop around for getting energy supplied. Also, it looked fake, but a post came up last night from Nick Corbin Productions, and it had Kengo Restaurants and You Will Do Better in Toledo on one of the biggest electronic billboards and one of the most viewed of those in the entire planet. Now, I'm assuming this is Manhattan, but on the NASDAQ building in New York City, it read, I actually have to go look this up again. Basically, there's going to be a You Will Do Better in Toledo, running for 60 seconds on this NASDAQ electronic billboard Sunday after 7 o'clock, when a Shobu by Kengo commercial runs. And then for the next 5 minutes, Shobu, Kengo, and Kato will all be advertised. So a slice of Toledo and You Will Do Better in Toledo is going to run and be seen by tens of thousands of eyeballs. While those people might have no idea what it is, they probably won't, but maybe they'll give it a Google. They'll see KengoRestaurants.com. Most people will likely dismiss it, but many people will look and see what's going on, and Toledo will get some love. We could not, I guess I threw this out briefly last week, but now I can be more formal about it. I received the Advocate of the Year from the Lucas County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Bigger deal. Alex won an award as well. She nominated me. She won an award for diversity and inclusion leadership at her place of work, NPI, Neighborhood Properties, and all the good things she does for people who have hit rough times in our community. So that's the headline here. Alex won a very prestigious award. She said, standing up there, getting applause and being behind the lectern and speaking, she's like, I feel like it was at the NFL draft. I'm like, you go, girl. Alex told me that I won. She said I needed to say a couple of things, so I wrote this up. And she was also the one, Bethany as well, that prodded me to have my dad come out. Again, I swear to God, I don't do anything I do for acknowledgments, awards, anything like that. I'd like the radio station to have more ratings, but that's a wonky process. It is not as meritorious as I would like. I think Q105 might be the best sounding radio station in Toledo. I'll say that again. Q105 might be the best sounding radio station in Toledo. Cool? With the walleye things that we have, we talk about local things, we talk about lifestyle things, like all the things in between the songs. The music is fine. There's cool throwbacks. I think Q105 is the best sounding station in Toledo. There, I said it. I would like to have better ratings for that. But again, that can be a challenge or a game that we might not ever be able to win. The things that I do outside of here for the Ability Center, for whoever, doing them is the reward itself. It provides, as you've heard me say before, many people strive to be happy, and happiness is fleeting. I am fortunate to have my bucket of purpose filled by doing the things that I do for the places that I do them with. We've got some East Toledo Family Center coming up. They've got a mental health night, May 10th. I've got to be a part of their book festival next month. The NAMI Walk is on May 20th. Jaden and his mom invited me to come out to the Maumee Valley TEDx event that he's speaking at. My friend Mary Billieu asked me to be a part of something with the Jewish Federation Relations Council about mental health and anti-Semitism and hate in general. Like, I do these because, there's not a lot of things that I like. I did not do my normal stay up all Friday night into Saturday morning and then sleep all weekend this past weekend. And I was kind of bored. Like, I could have done a lot of things, but just nothing appealed to me. And it was like, God, I'm just trying my best to stay awake and then wait for my dad to arrive on Sunday. And because I wasn't feeling well with the stomach thing, I put the Phillies game on for him, and then about a half an hour later, I went to bed. But it was great to have him here. Although we switched up. No Wawa pretzels. We did Philadelphia Pretzel Factory pretzels. And because they're not bagged like the Wawa ones, they're not super fresh. They still taste fine, but not as good as Wawa. And there's only like a remnants of salt on them. I do things to keep me busy, because when I'm not busy, that's, as my dad says, an empty mind is the devil's playground. So instead of trying to be happy, I aim to be helpful. And that is the reward itself. I had a friend tell me he thanked me for he congratulated me on the award, and he thanked me for giving him new perspectives on mental health, but other things as well, which I never would have imagined, because he is a bit older than me. He is very well employed with some fantastic companies, And I never would have imagined somebody that I look up to like that and respect so much would learn things from me. I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, they gave me a little glass ball, very, very, very nice little award with my name on it, not my real name. And I was like, Dad, do you want to take this home? He's like, it's yours. Like, I'm literally trying to give it away because I guess you could say I'm humble to a fault, and maybe that even sounds arrogant to say. I want to read you the speech, and I'll do that now. And this actually will be one of the faster podcasts ever. I had written the second half of this if my dad didn't come, but I added this part. It was I call it a prefix? No, it was the first part of the speech because my dad was there. My dad is here. He's never seen me speak, though he's seen me not listen. I got laughs. He's never seen me speak like this. I have to start by apologizing to him. He drilled me hard to get ready for my bar mitzvah. I had to read the actual Hebrew. My friends had the Hebrew phonetically written out in English for them. Because he did, I purposefully and vengefully left him out of my thank yous. I was a bitter, petulant 13-year-old. Dad, I'm sorry. To state the obvious, I wouldn't be here without my dad. From him being my personal catcher as a kid pitcher, to pushing me but never threatening me to excel in school, to me saying, Dad, I'm going to Detroit to try radio, to him essentially being my benefactor when I was in between jobs from 92.5 to Cumulus, though I like to think I was more his employee as I was doing everything I could to water these roots so I could stay here in Toledo and this could be my home as it is now. The best thing, there were times I could feel and hear his helplessness and anguish when I was battling my demons, especially when I was 500 miles away. Whether figuratively or literally, I'm sure there were times he thought he was going to lose his son. Much of what I do is so other parents don't ever have to feel that about their kids or loved ones. The best thing I can say about my dad is I wish everybody had him or someone just like him. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give that gift away. That's a tenet I grabbed about 6 years ago for a TED Talk I got to give and continue to try to live up to it every day. I got lucky. I don't have a cape or an absurd comic book body, but I guess I do have a bit of a superpower. Talking about my emotional and psychological challenges that come with my bipolar 2 diagnosis are easy. I wish it was this easy for everyone, because it's not right now anyway. I'll continue to share everything I possibly can in hopes it'll encourage more people to seek help for themselves or those they care about. If your leg is broken, you can get around and function. If your brain is broken, you're not doing anything. There's some people who've said to me something to the effect of, do you know how you've impacted people? Do you know how you've helped people? Do you know how you've probably saved lives? I say yes. Yes, I do. And I don't want that to come off with hubris or arrogance. I simply view sharing my mental health struggles, how I cope when I'm beaten, medications that have truly saved my life as my responsibility. The purpose of life is to give that gift away. I've done my day job of radio for my entire adult life since I was about 19 years old. 2 times I was dismissed from my job. It was because of company financial struggles, not because of my performance. As much as radio becomes less and less important every day, I'm still doing it. I've survived. I think a big part of that reason is that I'm still around is because of the candor that I mentioned. I don't aim to be anybody but me. Buried in some FCC handbook that I'm fairly certain I never signed, there's something about radio stations and their employees and a duty to serve the public. So you can see why I view my advocacy as my responsibility. I'm extremely fortunate to still have the platform I do, but I like to believe it's because I respect it and use it for good to amplify my voice and that of others. That voice is one that's still too often stricken with melancholy, but letting others see that can embolden them in this fight and empower them to help themselves or their loved ones. I'm of the belief you don't get credit for doing your job. This, holding up the award, is that. But what I'm truly grateful for is to be up here sharing my words and thoughts with you so you can go out and help others. That's my award, not this. One other tenet of mine that I can't share enough, and I hope you take with you, and this is what I flubbed, be the best for the world, not the best in the world.